In today's adult education classrooms, it's common to find learners from a variety of cultural and linguistic backgrounds. This diversity brings richness to the learning experience, but also presents unique challenges. Many learners may not have the same first language as the majority of the class, which can lead to difficulties understanding instructions, participating in discussions, or expressing themselves clearly. Without the right support, these language differences can affect confidence and limit engagement. One common issue you might face as an educator is giving instructions that aren't clearly understood by all learners. For example, when a teacher explains an assignment verbally, a learner who is still developing their English skills might misinterpret key points, resulting in incomplete or off-topic work. This not only affects the learner's progress, but also increases your workload, as you would have to re-explain or regrade. To address this, you could use visual aids, translate key terms, check for understanding regularly, and encourage peer support. Written instructions, encouraging the use of translation tools for those who can't use a local language, simplified language, and patience go a long way in supporting comprehension. Moreover, a learner who speaks a different first language may feel isolated, especially during group activities or discussions. They might hesitate to contribute, fearing embarrassment if they make a mistake. This can impact their confidence and engagement. For instance, if a class debate moves quickly, a learner who does not have the same level of mastery of the target language may struggle to follow along or jump in with their thoughts. To support them, you can allow extra response time, use supportive body language, and assign diverse groupings where more fluent peers can help. Language buddies and practice time outside of class can also build confidence and fluency over time. Finally, other learners in the classroom may also experience frustration, particularly if they feel that lessons are slowed down to accommodate less advanced language learners. This can unintentionally lead to tension or exclusion. For example, during group projects, some learners may assume that the person with less English ability has less to offer, sidelining their contributions. As an educator, you could tackle this by fostering a classroom culture that values all forms of communication, and by clearly reinforcing the idea that language ability does not equal intelligence. Encouraging empathy, offering structured roles in group work, and highlighting the strengths each learner brings can turn challenges into opportunities for collaboration and growth. A multicultural classroom thrives when we recognize language diversity not as a barrier, but as a valuable asset to learning. Cultural biases and assumptions can shape how we interact in the classroom, both among learners and between educators and learners. For example, you might unintentionally expect less participation from students who come from cultures where speaking up in class is seen as disrespectful. At the same time, learners might mistake an educator's directness as rudeness, depending on their own cultural norms. Cultural misunderstandings are also quite common. For instance, a learner from a culture that emphasizes collective work might feel uncomfortable or even offended by individual competition or public praise. Or you might misread a lack of eye contact as disinterest, when in some cultures it's a sign of respect. These perceptions, if left unaddressed, can create misunderstanding, tension, or even resentment. Building awareness of these differences is key to creating an inclusive and respectful learning environment. Open dialogue, cultural sensitivity, and curiosity are essential. As an educator, you could try to inform yourself about cultural differences and then create a space for open discussions about them. Set clear expectations for classroom behavior that honor diverse norms, and model inclusive communication. Encouraging learners to share their perspectives not only builds mutual respect, but also transforms the classroom into a richer, more collaborative environment. When we create space for mutual learning, not just academic but cultural, we foster deeper understanding, stronger relationships, and more effective education. Now it's time for reflection. Think about a recent lesson you gave and try to answer the following questions. In the end, make a list with changes and new ideas you can implement.